Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rent Free History. Previously, though, on Rent Free History, because this is a part 2 episode, gang, we talked about vampires, werewolves, monsters, gay people. It was so cool. You should totally go check it out. We also talked about quite a few films, though. Some that are super, super old, and some that are not super, super new, but like pretty, pretty recent. And now we're going to continue. We have 2 films left to talk about today, but one of them, there's one film, and I believe I hinted at it in I believe I hinted at it in the previous episode. There's one film out of all of these classic 8 Universal monster films that it has never gotten a remake. And the reasons for it not getting a remake is insane. It has the most tumultuous timeline I have ever seen of a film ever. So after we talk about one more film, we're gonna get right into that. And it's like a big surprise of who it is. It's like, oh my god, who is it? Who is it? You're never gonna guess. So it'll be so cool.
All right, so without further ado, let's get into the Phantom of the Opera. Fun fact about that, I didn't know that, I always wondered why they only had, the one side of the mask, and not, a full mask, because I thought, because most people, if they have, some kind of, like, thing like that on their face, it, covers, the most of their face. And then I went
Mhm,
back and I did some history on that for anyone who's interested. The only reason, because in the older Phantom of the Opera, movies and stuff like that, he has a full mask that covers up his face, and he takes off the mask, and basically the scarring that he has takes over his whole face. But it turns out that when they started doing the Andrew Lloyd Webber Phantom of the Opera in the 80s, I think it was, um, there was something happening where it was hard to put the mic on with a full mask, so they just cut it in half, and then that's why. And then every other Phantom adaptation since then has just stuck with that.
mm.
Yeah,
Cool. I didn't know that. I feel like it's such like an iconic like staple now. It's so recognizable.
yeah.
Um, so that's cool.
Yeah, it's
LOL.
funny how recent it was too. It's kind of like how, in the Addams Family, and another kind of dark gothic vibey piece of media. If you watch any Addams Family media before 1990, when the movies came out, the two kids are just normal kids. Like, they're not over the top like their parents are. Like, Wednesday is just a normal kid that wears
Mhm.
black and white stuff. So it's funny. It's funny how that works.
Yeah. It's a little silly. It's a
Yeah.
little silly. Um, Many of the versions of The Phantom of the Opera, many versions of this movie exist, like we were just saying, you know? Both, like, the 2 we're gonna talk about today, like, are pretty, pretty big, though. And especially since Andrew Lloyd Webber brought and adapted this into a musical in the 80s, it's it's blown up. It's such a beloved. I mean, all of these are beloved, like, iconic monsters. I know I keep saying it. Ugh, I'm sorry, there's just not a better word for it. But this, I don't know, I guess property, The Phantom, is so, so well known. I love the musical. It's so good. But we are gonna talk about 2 movies today instead. The original, 1925 film and the 2004 film. Um, the 1925 film, would you believe it's silent? Where's the sound? They didn't know either. But it's the beloved adaptation of Gaston Leroux's novel. Synopsis, if you did not know, a mad, disfigured composer seeks love with a lovely young opera singer. Wow, that was crazy.
Youngly.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm just feeling so youngly today, guys. But yeah, here the Phantom is like this mad and like deranged like it's kind of like the standard like, ah, crazy dude, kind of like the mad scientist trope, but instead he's a phantom. Um, And he was truly, like, disfigured, having a skeletal face, no nose, shrouded in, like, this dark, like, oversized cloak, like he walked so Voldemort could run. And it's really a groundbreaking film. It it's like I mean, it's, like, really blurry and, like, has really shaky shooting, but it really, like, amped up that sort of creepy factor. It's almost like the found footage effect, I feel like. Um, and it really just, like it did a really good job at intensifying and setting up, like, how, scary the Phantom was and looked and stuff to the audience. And the silence too also added a different type of horror because there's just, like, no warning. All of a sudden, like, something pops up and it's like, "Oh my god." Um, so that's kinda scary and cool. Um, but yeah, it and looking back at it now, there's such an appreciation for how audio has developed in films. Because even though this film did an amazing job, it's silent, it is still terrifying, they did the best that they could. Um, it's really cool to look back and just have, like, a deeper appreciation for the technological advances in film. It's kinda cool. And I mean, it wasn't, like, completely soundless. They did have, like, the little I mean
Accompaniments?
yeah, I was like, "What's
Yeah.
the word?" Like, there's an orchestra that played along with it,
Yeah.
which is cool because it's the Phantom of the Opera, so I feel like there would need to be some, like, opera music with it. Um, and
Honestly, if
then
it had come out 2 years later, there might have been sound in it.
oh, true,
Yeah.
true. They just got too excited, I guess, and went, "Ah." I mean, I don't think they could have predicted that sound would have, like, developed in that way. But,
Yeah.
like
Probably thought it was just a fad.
yeah. Sound in the pictures? Why would we need that? Yeah, now the 2004 one. Let's just jump right into that. This one is specifically adapted from Andrew Lloyd Webber's book and the stage play. So it's kind of like similar synopsis. I mean, it's the same source material, but this one follows a young soprano who, in case you really needed to know, um, what her vocal range was, becomes the obsession of a disfigured musical genius who lives beneath the Paris Opera House. So a little bit different deliverance. It's kind of like I feel like it's kind of a trend with some of these modern films in comparison to the old ones, like The Mummy, for example. The old one was specifically like, this is viewed as horror. This is a horror film. This is the intent. That is all. Like, this is what it is. And I feel like these other ones are so much more complex and layered that they really wanted to expand, like, the world and the characters. So it's like scary, but it's also like kind of like the genre mixing, which is kind of super interesting to see. Um, but the Phantom here is a musical genius, like I said before. And it's more like this one is more like a romantic drama setup as a musical. So it's not like the first one was also very, very dramatic, but this one really leans into the drama more because like that one was like, we're gonna lean into how scary and horrific this is. And then this one was like, oh, but like this is so dramatic and like so like moody, cool. Um And yeah, the Remix Phantom also was just, like, a super good-looking dude. So, like, people have said he's dashing. Ooh, cool. Um, I mean, half his face is severely burned from the mask, but it's not his entire face or anything.
The other
Um,
half, though.
the other half, though, oh, man, people were swooning in that theater. Like, "Oh my god, who's that guy? He's so mysterious."
Yeah, he can literally just do this, like, for most of his life. Like, everyone would be like, "Oh, now you don't want me. I'm
Hey,
damaged."
girl. Damn, it's crazy. But yeah, this soundtrack is also very, very well known, very iconic, beloved. It's such a good soundtrack, guys. It's so good. Um, but yeah, it's cool too because it's one of those musicals where you can enjoy it without needing like the context of the film. Like you could just listen to the soundtrack and you're not just like, "What is this?" You're like, "Oh man, this kind of slaps." Um, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with just having like the musicals that are like set to like plot points or anything, but
Yeah.
it's kinda awkward when, like, it comes on your Spotify shuffle and you're just like, "Oh, well, I think I remember this point in the movie." Like
It also kinda sucks because Emmy Rossum was, like, underage in this movie. But they had her kissing, like yeah. like an adult Gerard Butler. I think it's Gerard Butler.
No, no.
Yeah,
Oh, I hate when they do that, and they did that so much.
they did that. Yeah, I think they just now stopped doing that. Hopefully,
I hope so. I know there's been some recent films that have done it too, or, like,
yeah.
fairly recent, like, 2010s range, but even that's absurd. Yeah, no. But yeah, both these films really utilize, like, their particular styles in a way that defies the genre the movie was released in and, like, really, like, defied, like, the time too. Um, like and it's kinda like the real message of this film was defying genres and, like, kinda subverting these expectations about what these different films could be. So it's like like, the 2004 one unintentionally paid homage to the original by doing like, by defying it and being so cool too. So that's kinda fun and funky. Go Phantom. Ah! I'm not
He's a
gonna do it for
phantom.
you. D Daddy Phantom.
Mm, what a show.
Yeah. So this next guys, we've made it. We've made it to the film. The film. We've talked about 7 of the 7? Maybe we've talked about more because like, there's been some films that are like, classic, but technically, like, they're not in, like, the big 8 lineup. Um, this one, though, is crazy. This one is about a fish, but not just any fish. A fish man.
A fish out of water, if you might say, in some points.
Yes. Yes. Guys, we gotta talk about Gilman. We gotta talk about Gilman. This is like the big fat elephant in the room, bro. A direct reboot has historically languished in development. It's just been such like a hellscape of trying to get this to go anywhere. And it's like kind of due to the iconic mess that is the original film. But now there's like plenty of stories now with like the fish creature, or even like, um, in like episodic series, like you see like, oh, there's a mermaid, oh, and stuff like that. But there hasn't been a direct like this is the creature of the Black Lagoon remake, because it's just been so tragic. And it's just kind of like they just kind of take inspiration from like the fish man idea and not like Gill Man. So it's kind of crazy. I I had no idea how insane this timeline was until I was looking it up because I was like, well, wait, like I know of this trope and I know of Gill Man, but yeah, now that you mention it, there has been so many other movies about so many of these other properties, and a lot of them have been getting really recent remakes like Nosferatu and Frankenstein. So I was like, well, maybe it's just in the lineup. And let's just say it's been waiting its turn for a very, 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 very long time. And one can hope, one can hope that eventually Gilman will get his spotlight yet again. Because if anybody deserves it, it's Gilman. I really like Gilman, but I fear that with all of this and the patterns within this timeline, guys, I don't know if it's gonna come. I don't know if Gilman's gonna make a return.
So how
This
does
one,
this whole thing start? Because when you describe it, it kind of sounds like that kid in the basketball game who wants to be put in. And he's like, Coach, let me in. And he's like, no, 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 not yet, not yet, not yet.
yeah, yeah. So it all starts in 1954 because that's when it was released. Um, but yeah, it's the last creation in their something made a weird noise. I don't know what it was. It's the last creation of their classic line of monsters, Universal's classic lines of monsters. It's directed by Jack Arnold. And the creature from the Gilman,
He's here.
I'm doing you justice, my friend. Do, you know what? First it was Hero Brian, and now it's Gilman. I'm like, I'm so swag, and I'm like giving you like the like attention you deserve, and you make me look like completely like chopped. Like, that's crazy. The creature of the Black Lagoon, though, follows a scientific expedition searching for fossils in the Amazon rainforest, who inadvertently discover a half-man, half-amphibian prehistoric creature able to breathe underwater. Nicknamed Gillman, the creature violently picks the crew off one by one, but develops an infatuation with one of the researchers that ultimately ends in tragedy, because why wouldn't it? Um, and yeah, since the original film's debut in 1954, Gilman has resurfaced in sequels. Revenge of the Creature in 1955, and The Creature Walks Among Us in 1956. He also made a one-time appearance in an episode of the Colgate Comedy Hour, um, which is like kind of silly, but it was like ahead of like the first film's release. So it's like, I guess, promo with Gilman. But even though it's nearly been, actually, you know what? It hasn't. I think it's been 72 years. 72 years
That's
since
insane.
this film. In fact, like it hasn't been for a lack of trying why there's not another film, why there's not a remake. Universal has tried. They just haven't like tried their hardest, I guess. Like, because they've had other remakes and some of them have been so terrible. But because they've been so terrible, that kind of affected Gilman indirectly. Like Gilman is kind of like the kid in the back, and it's like their sibling is being like a menace. And it's just like, you know what? Now you both don't get ice cream. Then it's just like, what did I do? I didn't do anything.
I don't know what's crazier that it's taken 72 years and there's still no follow up, or the fact that there was a show called Colgate. What did you say it was called?
Colgate Comedy Hour.
Colgate Comedy Hour.
I was like, really? Like, this is the show they put Gilman on?
Yeah. I mean, that you
Yeah.
just used to have just sponsorships like that. There was the first big television show was a show called Texaco Star Theater or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think that gas company exists anymore. I only know of yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah. I never put two and two together that it was like the same thing. There was a couple like of those like shows or like sponsorships that
Craft theater, stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah, that I was like, this is just so convenient that I wonder why they haven't had copyright issues. And then I was like, oh, because it's the same freaking thing, you dummy. Like,
Just thought they were using them just like, man, these guys really seem to like Colgate. Okay.
yeah, I was like, dang, like, I guess they really do have the most whitening products. Wow, that's cool. Like,
99%, 0.9% of doctors agree.
apparently. So they gave it a comedy show.
Yeah.
It's 1982 now.
Okay.
And John Landis approaches Jack Arnold, the OG director that I mentioned like 3 minutes ago, in case you forgot. And Arnold tentatively agrees to the job of doing a remake again. And the writer is Nigel Neal, and he's commissioned to write the script. Cool. Neal later admitted, though, that when he first accepted the assignment, he hadn't even seen the original film. So he was just like, yeah, like I know what it's about, and that's kind of hard to do a remake when that's all your basis information. Um, and when he finally got around to see it, he was like, dang, this is not well written. This kind of sucks. And according to a biography that was written about Neil, it's called Into the Unknown: The Fantastic Life of Nigel Neal, in case you wanted to look it up. But the script featured two creatures this time. One was described as destructive and the other was calm and sensitive. Um, and they unfortunately both become targets of the United States Navy. But unfortunately, the film's budget began to just absolutely balloon, and Universal really wanted to try to release the film in 3D. The original was also released in 3D, so they were like, let's do it again. Um, and this is a quote I found from Neil. I worked out a rough screenplay, and we were told we could shoot in the spring. I was pleased with the script. There was a lot of humor, and the characters were bang up to date. It's a crazy way to say that. Then came the problem, the horrendous cost of the special effects and costumes. This created a great wrangle over the budget, and then Jaws 3D appeared on the horizon as the rival project. So although our budget was to have been considerably less than $20 million, it was temporarily shelved because Jaws ended up being so good. And it was just kind of interesting because Jaws really blew up, but they also had issues with the special effects, and that's why the film is so good and scary and iconic. Just like that's what started the summer blockbuster, you know? So it's kind of interesting that they were like, yeah, but then Jaws came out, they just ended up shelving it. I was like, if you just would have pushed it back and delayed it, you would have seen that even if it's like we gotta like hide the creatures for a little bit until we get more budget or whatever, or like really save it, there could have been something there. Could have been something there. Um, but yeah, now, would you believe it's 1992? It's 10 years later. We're already jumping big time. Universal decides to try again, though. Because, like, effects are getting better, and everything gets jump-started again because they have their catalog, and John Carpenter enters the picture, and he gets offered the opportunity to direct anything in their catalog. And he chooses The Creature of the Black Lagoon. He wants to do Gilman. Like, without hesitation. He's like, please give me Gilman. I need Gilman. And honestly, mad respect, bro. So he's given Neil script, but he ended up hiring Bill Phillips to modernize it because it was like, yeah, like it's a, like, how did he put it? How did he put it? It was a bang of the time.
A bang of the time.
Oh, bang up to date. That's
Oh.
arguably worse. So bang up to date.
Yeah, it's a bang up to date job, man. See?
It's a bang up to date. It'll last forever. It's always going to be the 80s. Unfortunately, it is not.
Yeah.
um, But yeah, the early draft of the film of this script leaks though in the 90s, and it's promised to be R-rated. This iteration centers around Abel Gonzalez, a marine biologist who has come to the Amazon to study its diverse aquatic life. Joining him is a small crew of rough around the edges scientists and a Greenpeace worker who serves as the film's version of the like I guess like love interest, like the girl that Gilman really had a fascination with. In the original, her name's Kay, and this one, it was Siri. Um, the scientist's invasive studies catch the attention of a mysterious creature. Who could it be? Who begins to target the unfortunate researchers one by one. It's also explored. Gilman's got lore. They went into Gilman's lore in this film. Um, and they also created like this whole mythology that implied about an ancient civilization of amphibious people where Gilman is like the sole survivor and like the only one left. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. Anyway, Universal started dragging their feet to greenline it though. And in the last ditch effort, Carpenter rewrote the script, but after months of pre-production, the studio unfortunately passed on the project. And it's speculated that a big reason for it was Carpenter had a film called Memoirs of an Invisible Man, and it really, really flopped. It did not do well, and that was like the big thing that got them to say no.
I blame Chevy Chase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if Carpenter made some mistakes, I still blame Chevy Chase.
And I feel like that's a good thing to do. I feel
Yeah.
like that's a safe
I
thing
feel
to do.
like he's not a great guy.
Yeah. No, it's tragic too. Like my family loves all of his old movies and stuff. And then it came out that he's like freaking sucks, and we were like, oh man. It's one of those things where like you just can't watch the movies the same again.
It kind of works for his character in some of the movies because like he is this smug, smarmy guy who just seems like he never got punched in the face when he was younger.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel like that eventually just caught up with him. I feel like his career essentially, aside from Community, kind of just ends after National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
And that's pretty evident, seen as Memoirs of as an Invisible Man was like one of his many bombs in the 90s. And then he's just like no longer a star. So screw you, Chevy Chase, for ruining Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah. Boo.
Boo.
Boo. Boo.
Boo.
And it ends up making, because Universal shelves it and they pass, and
Mhm.
Carpenter, like, officially jumps ship to direct, a remake of The Village of the Damned instead because he's like, "Well, I don't wanna deal with this anymore." And honestly, fair enough,
Fair
fair
enough.
enough. It's now 1995. Universal enters talks with Ivan Reitman, who directed the super underground film called Ghostbusters, in case, like, you haven't heard of it.
I might
Um,
have that had a couple actors I may have heard of.
yeah, it's super, super low key, like, low budget, like, not like a pop culture staple or anything, like, it didn't,
No,
like,
no.
and I'm like, I ain't afraid of no ghosts, so I was like, "Freaking Ghostbusters, like, okay." Like, yeah, go get them, they're not even real, losers.
Still can't believe there's a line in that song that says "Busting makes me feel good."
It's just and it's so, it's so, it's like a little keychain, "Bustin' makes me feel good." I was like, "Oh, heck yeah, it does, apparently." I'm like, "You know what? Period, king.
Yeah.
You get it. You go bust." Um, but yeah, so they get him on board, and the same guy that was gonna design the creature in the last attempt to bring this to life, Rick Baker, was brought back to do the effects. But after reading the script, he passed on it because this is so fun. They were trying to make Gilman part dinosaur and
Sorry?
part fish. Yeah,
Sorry?
they, they were trying to make him part dinosaur.
Had they just,
And
like, done some cocaine and just watched Jurassic Park, and they're just like, "I know what would fucking kill right now? Dinosaur fish."
yeah, and honestly, I think they did because they also were like, not only is he going to be part dinosaur, he's going to be part every fish in the world. So Gilman is now all the fish and a dinosaur. And then Rittman jumped ship after that. And he wrote a couple other like super indie movies. They kind of like followed the Ghostbuster stuff. So that's kind of good for him, I guess. But now it's 2001.
Ooh, 25. We're getting
Yeah,
closer.
unless you had another input to put, then I could redo it.
Oh, no, no.
Okay. Yeah.
2001's a good year. The year I was
It
born.
period.
Yeah.
Period. And in 2001 also, not only is Kemdy bored, but Gary Ross is approached with with his father, Arthur Ross, who wrote the original film and the original sequel, The Creature of the Black Lagoon. Um, it wasn't until 2003 though. Skip ahead. Now it's the year I was born. Um, where there's any major sign of movement of the project. The studio at this point was releasing Van Helsing the following year, which would feature Frankenstein, Dracula, and Wolfman. Wolfman, my beloved. To expand its dark universe, but the plans fell through. And you want to know what's so crazy? There was no sign of Gilman or the Creature of the Black Lagoon in 2004, which was the following year. Why? I don't know.
I like the
Where
little
did they
Jennifer
put him?
Coolidge thing you were doing there. It's like, "There was no shine."
Unintentional Jennifer Coolidge. Oh, that's my homie, bro. She's so great. I
Yeah.
love her so much. Um, but yeah, would you believe? Would you believe? It's now 2005. It's now 2005. Um, this film was described as being such this intelligent and scientific update, but oh no, you're not gonna believe what happens next. 3 years goes by and there's no word about the project. It just, nothing happens. Gary Ross is interviewed about the status. It's still Gary. What's up, Gary? Um, and because he's like still attached to this film, and they're like, Gary, what's going on, man? And Gary's just like, bro, Universal still won't greenlight this project. And now there's a new director attached again, Carl Eric Rinst. Now It's 2009. It is 2009. Riz ends up buckling under the pressure of a troubled production of 47 Ronin. The film ends up being taken out of his hands, and because of that entire experience, he leaves the creature of the Black Lagoon. Now, it's 2012. The world was supposed to end. You wanna know who the world did really end for, though? Gilman, I guess, technically, again, once again. Universal couldn't find a director this time. The script was rewritten, again, and this version of the film was described as a ride through the kind of 70s style, like, based horror. Like, kind of like going back to some roots. Now it's 2015, and nothing happened with that film. And it's now 61 years after the original.
We've gone through like 13 different presidential administrations at this point.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
like,
14.
America is evolving. They attempted to evolve Gilman, and he's not even there, bro. He's just trapped in like a Gilman purgatory paradox. And they keep trying to change him for some reason. But yeah, they Universal announces the Dark Universe pulling an MCU, or sorry, attempting to pull an MCU. They had reboots for almost all the classics planned, and the Creature from the Black Lagoon is confirmed and is like on there. Like it's happening. It's happening. But there's all the rumors and speculations of them continuing to go through with it died down when Tom Cruise's reboot of the Money? Tom Cruise's reboot of The Mummy really flopped. Really, really bad.
Almost as bad as that Super Bowl trailer they released where they forgot to include the backing tracks.
Yes. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Universal. You silly goose. What are you doing, bro? But yeah, Universal shelved all the plans, and we're like, you know what? We're just gonna reassess. We're just gonna go back and like reassess the original catalog, even though like, I don't know, man. You've had a lot of, they have reassessed it a lot. So I'm like, is there really much more you need to look into for this? But like, we have some hope because 2020's Visible Man, woo, did great. 2025's Frankenstein, woo, did great. There's a long delayed Wolfman reboot as well. That's supposedly starring Ryan Gosling. But there are no stars attached to The Creature of the Black Lagoon, and there's no writers and no directors. So Wolfman has a better chance of getting a remake again.
I just can't imagine Lars from Lars and the Real Girl turning into a werewolf.
Right? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, that Wolfman, his job is beach and beach only.
Yeah.
Like,
I just can't imagine him going like, I'm a wolf. I'm a wolf man. You know?
oh my god, roar! Growl!
This was not on my list of plans today. You know, that's what he'd say. Probably be a comedy.
So good. You know what? Maybe that's the direction they're trying to take it, because Wolfman has not had the comedy flip that a lot of them have, or at least like the intentional comedy.
I think Jack Nicholson turning into a werewolf is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. But
yeah, I was like, let me preface the intentional intent of making it like fall into the comedy genre as well, like the genre mixing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you know what? Speaking of genre mixing, there is one film that is kind of like the unofficial, like, I mean, I guess it's Gilman. Like, because again, like, we have like the episodic ones. We've had films that take like the fish man or like the fish person, like, sort of trope and like run with it. But Guillermo del Toro does have The Shape of Water that came out in 2017. And I think it's the closest we'll get to a reboot at this rate, because it's now 72 years since the original. And again, They already chose Ryan Gosling to be the new Wolfman, and they have not chosen anybody to be the creature of the Black Lagoon, which I feel like that's been, like, a consistent thing too, is, like, they have had no stars attached to this project or anything, like, they haven't even gotten past that point. It's just like, "No, it's happening, trust us this time," and then it just doesn't.
You kidding me? Who wouldn't want to be a fish man?
I Universal, I pitch myself to you.
I
Make
volunteer
me
as tribute.
Gillman. Make me Gillman. I look so good in gills, I think. And also, I look awesome in blue-green tones. Please make me Gillman.
All right, that was a good pitch to the studio.
Thank you. I think it's very, very professional, and I think
Yeah,
that everybody's gonna wanna hire me now because I'm just so good at my elevator pitch.
movie execs loves this podcast. I was told by the head of Paramount, Paramount Skydance, actually, that they loved the Star Wars episode. So
Period.
yeah,
And now you can hire us.
we can do a Paramount podcast or whatever it is it'll be if it gets bought up by another company.
Oh, yeah. We'll be coming to a studio near you very soon.
Yeah, but you were saying Shape of Water, right?
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, neither have I, honestly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Guillermo. I'm sorry. I
love
haven't seen the
Crimson Peak
movie.
though.
Yeah, I'm like, Guillermo del Toro, I know your movies are great, man. You're amazing. I haven't seen this one though. I don't know.
Yeah,
I heard it was really good, and I like everybody was like, "Oh, it's so romantic. Wow." But yeah, I haven't watched it.
yeah, not a dry seat in the house. All right, well, one day, not today, not tomorrow, probably not any time in the next couple years, but one day there will be a creature and it will arise from the Black Lagoon.
Hashtag justice for Gilman.
Justice for Gilman.
It's my boy. I need him to come home.
All right. Did you have anything else you wanted to say before we wrap this one up?
I don't think so. My friends that are watching. It was so fun diving into all these films, but when I tell you the switch that flipped in me as soon as I got to Gilman, why is he the only one left out? He's being bullied, guys, by Universal, and we all need to change it. We all need a petition or something. I don't know. I don't know. We need him to be brought back. Especially with effects now, we need Gilman back. That can't be an excuse anymore. Have you seen Avatar? I haven't seen it in a very long time, and I haven't seen any of the new ones, but if they can do that, they can make Gilman. Okay. Fully believe they can.
Justice for Gilman. All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Peyton, for your research for this episode and the last episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this two-parter. I'm not sure if this is the end of horror month or actually no, Summerween month, as we've been calling it, but might have one more episode out.
Yeah,
Um,
one more.
yeah, so yeah, let's just wait and see. Who knows the next episode could be about? It could be about literally anything as long as it's horror related. So until next
Yeah.
time, thank you and take care. Goodbye.